Hi, ma'am. To start with, could you please give a brief introduction about yourself?
Hi, Andy. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Preeti Jatia, and I am the designer and the owner at Fayon Kids, which is a premium kidswear label. We supply all over pan India and all over globally. I That's basically who I am. I also run an initiative called Daughters Have Parents Too, which is again I'd like to say a little bit. Once you want me to say something a little bit more about it, I'll let you know what that is.
Okay, how has the pandemic affected you and your work, maybe?
So once the obviously when the pandemic started, we had to all shut off our business, and there were so many karigars who were involved with me, and for literally for like a month or so, no one knew what this is, where this is heading, what is going to happen. So there was obviously a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety, because most of them actually live on their monthly income. But as and when it started, we decided as a company to help them, and we paid them through the pandemic, so that they don't feel the stress of building their family. And I mean, there was a point where one of them even asked me, how am I going to pay for my daughter's education? And it was that bad for them, for even to sometimes eat a third meal in the day. So yes, it was a very difficult time. So around March, April, I would say. But I think once May came, they also understood that we are there to help them, and they felt relieved that we were there for them. Sometime around early June, luckily, I started work again. So we started making masks, and we started helping them so that they could come to work, and that's how we started creating little job opportunities for them. And we slowly started work, like we couldn't get into 100%. So we picked up some people, we started work with them, and that's how we started. And there was no looking back, Andy, because I thought maybe I would have to just keep making masks, because I didn't know whether a kids wear would run so well in during these times. But I think it was very like you say, God was very kind, and we had work throughout. So we actually started work because people started asking us that we want to, like, there were birthday parties. So, people wanted to order for their children, do smaller parties or do smaller gatherings in which they wanted their children to wear, new clothes. And then Rakhi came. So I think season really built up. So I guess it started on a very anxious note, but I would say that it's much better and it's much nicer today. Of course, I wouldn't say that it was as good as what the pre-COVID times were, but we are very hopeful that we'll be able to run through this easily. We'll sail through this very easily.
Okay, so did majority of your orders be online, or did people actually visit you and like get orders?
No, so visit, we, like I said, that we had shut everything. We've done contactless from the beginning, from the time I started work. In fact, during the pandemic also, as in during the lockdown, the March, April, we sold online because people would, because our website has been on for the past 10 years. So they would just tell us that, can I pick this piece up, or can because obviously no couriers were on. So we were just, getting it ready for them, and they would just pick it up from my house. But yes, I mean, it was primarily online. And since we have been online for the past couple of years, I think that really grew. People themselves don't want to come. And plus, we also don't encourage them coming to our studio or store. And and they understand it. And they totally, yeah, also because the brand is such, people know, they've understood the quality of the brand. So they didn't really need, need to really come and see. So I think that worked out. So I guess online has been a big boom.
Okay, and how do you think the government has responded to the situation?
I think what has happened here. I mean, I don't see any other way this would have turned out to be. So I'm pretty happy with the way it's happened, because honestly, the government has, to a certain extent, helped the poor and have supported them. And I think also encouraged small and larger businesses to help the people who are involved with them. So, if you do a little bit from your side, like if I have, say, 150 karigars who are attached to me, or 150 people who work for me, and I am now supporting them, and each one of us takes a responsibility of doing something like this, I'm sure, as a country, we can all help each other. Like even for our house staff, they, if all of us just help who we have around, I think a lot of people have come forward, and a lot of people have done a lot of things. Like, we also got together, like my sector where I live in Noida, we all got together. We started, collecting little packets of food for the daily needs of the people and around us. We have a lot of these busties around us, and we would just go and we would help them. That's what, in fact, I was going to talk to you about daughters having parents to initiative, which I started sometime around the lockdown, which is again for seniors. I from the past 3-4 years, I've been helping 2 or 3 seniors who live around me where I live, and they were living alone, so we were just helping them with basics, right? I mean, financially, they don't need really any help, but just going and checking with them that all is okay. Either one of their daughter was studying outside, or the daughter was married, or the son was working somewhere in the US, and they were alone staying um, in the house. So we would just go check with them. How are you? Do you need something? So during the lockdown, this really helped because they were feeling very anxious. Like I have 2 or 3 of them who just live around the area where I live, and I found them that they were locked inside the house. They couldn't go out. What if there was a medical emergency, or the basic daily chores, because the maids were not coming in, and if they didn't have a full-time staff, how they would do all of that, and how they would even get their basics, their bread, and things like eggs in the morning. So just the whole sector, we created a community even in my sector around, and we all got together, and it was really amazing to see how so many women, not only from Delhi or Noida where I live in, because once I put this initiative out on the social media, I had people calling me from Hyderabad, from the south of India, from the north, from Chandigarh. Someone called me from east, and they're just saying that we're doing is just sending a helping hand to our neighbor, and if each one of us actually took care of our neighbor, maybe a senior citizen or someone who's living alone, I'm sure all of us would be able to get into a good community. So I think that really was very fulfilling, Anvi, during this time.
Yes, ma'am. It's very nice to have people around you. Apart from this, is there any other positive effect that there has been on you as an individual during the lockdown?
I think positive, I would find many, because it helped me to, stop and, also see a lot of things around me. It helped me to lower down my pace. We all were in the rut of just doing things, running from one end to the other, completing things. But I think this pandemic taught us how to sit down, as a family, spend so much time together, cook together. I think all of us have become chefs. So I think that has been great. We've actually gone into the kitchen and been able to cook things which we only could order, right? I mean, I have become a pro in making sushis, for instance, and I would never think I would just maybe order it, or I would just maybe go to a restaurant to eat it. So I think that has been very and like I said, on everything else, the fulfillment that I got from helping other people, that's the seniors, who lived around my locality, or even now, since it's an initiative and we're helping so many people who are just away from us, but we have so many women or men coming up and saying we're happy to help, and let us know what we can do, and what we can do about this whole initiative. So that was very fulfilling on a positive note. Again, work, because it started back again, and throughout the lockdown, I did not sit even for a minute. We decided that we will, as a team, the Fayon teams decided that we should keep the Instagram page on. So we came up with challenges for children, and through the lockdown we had challenges where we had children to make sketch or draw various things. So we would give them a topic, so they could design for a beach, they could design for a party, maybe they could design for an ethnic wear or something like that. And it was amazing to see how many children, parents were thanking us, because they felt that everyone was just locked down in that space. But a creative side came out, not only from the children but also the parents. The parents also felt that they could spend that quality time with their children in that span, which we got together. And it was amazing. We also gave out a lot of gifts, so that became like a reward for them, and they really enjoyed getting those gifts from us once the lockdown opened, and we could courier things to them. So I think that was very positive. As far as work was concerned, like I said, so work was positive, personal growth was positive. In fact, I haven't worked out or exercised this much in my normal life, how much I did during this lockdown. So, again, following a routine and my meditations, I started meditating 3 times a day. I've started, working out for 1.5 hours every day, eating just home cooked, good, clean food. So I think so much of positivity has come out of it. Also, I think we are blessed because, we don't have to really take care of our daily needs. So it's easier for me to say these things. But yes, looking at people whom, but because we were also able to support people, from a little, to the extent we could, as individuals, I think that was very fulfilling, like I said. And yeah, I think it had many positive outcomes as far as our business, professional, personal relationships is concerned, because so much conversation happening in the family. Everyone's talking to each other now finally. So I think that also was very positive. So I think if you look at it from a mental health perspective, it was really great that everyone had something to say about what was happening in their lives. So I think, yeah, it was good.
It's very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming here. Take care and
Thank
stay
you
safe.
so much, Auntie.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Bye bye.